So what are you doing? Oh, water. Stinky water. Oh yeah. Bio water. It's 9:15. And I thought she'd like to come along with me for a ride. Going the old route, just started at a different point, started you guys at a different point, thought you might enjoy that. I've got yesterday the, whatchamacallit, the little, that I was waiting for from FedEx from CYC Motors came. And I installed it. And it works really good. I can really feel what people are talking about. I can finally understand what everybody's talking about, the torque sensor, as opposed to a cadence sensor. It is a lot different. And I haven't even, tuned the motor at all. I haven't touched it. So it takes off a little too fast for me, but it's all right. I just have to remember not to push hard, because it senses my torque that I put on it. So I just have to remember that. No big deal. I'll get used to it. It seems that it's cool in that it helps you start out. It seems like, because when you just use the throttle on this, it gives a kick to the drive to the drivetrain instead of kind of easing into it. And at least it feels like my quad, the one on my quad, it eases into it a little bit better. So either it's a setting or it's just, I don't know, the way my quad is set up on how many chains it has and everything, instead of just one like this one does, just one chain. So I have to be careful with it, But it's cool. I like the torque sensing. I really do. So you start off, and then and that gives it a little kick. If you're easy on the torque sensor to start off, it just starts it off real easy, like any normal e-bike would with power assist or pedal assist. And then you can add the throttle, and that's the way I have been trying to remember to do it, although I haven't remembered all the time, because the boom is too short for me. I have it set for him, so it's too short for me. It's not, so I can't pedal as well as he can, but that's okay. Like I said, I can start it out. I don't have to pedal all the time. I can start it out pedaling with the pedal assist, and then I can go with the real power, and it won't give me that buck to the drivetrain. I just don't like that. But if you're going too fast, the torque sensor doesn't kick in. See, it's not going. Now it's going because it's slowed down. See, that's a big difference between torque sensing and cadence, because cadence will kick in and start off even at a high speed, or a higher speed, I should say, because it doesn't care how much pressure you're putting on it or if you can put pressure. It's just reading how many times you're turning the sprocket. You know, the cranks, the pedals, whatever. Morning. And that does matter for somebody that rides like me, because it's nice. It's nice being able to power yourself with the torque sensor, to power yourself over, obstacles and stuff like that. It does make it a lot nicer because it really gives it a kick. You know, it kicks it in and goes. You can give it some power because it's matching your pressure, you know? I don't know. And it's different with the cadence, because if you go over that same obstacle, you might not be able to get over that obstacle. It's just different. Just different. Or you might just all of a sudden fly over it, you know? It's different. If you've driven both or ridden both, you know what I'm talking about. Hopefully I explained it good enough. Probably not, but for those that haven't ridden on both of them. Anyway. Stephen went on a cruise, his first cruise for a long time, ride on this thing, last night. Or yesterday, whenever it was, when he had a lull. He was downloading a game, and I said, hey, why don't you go ride your Trike, you know, since it has the new motor on it, and the with the full twist throttle and all that. And he said, oh, that's not a bad idea. And he did. And he had a friggin' blast. He went out for at least an hour. He said, well, you know, my game is still downloading, and it'll take 20 more minutes or so. So I'll go ahead and do that. And he did. And he went out for, like I said, a good hour. So that was good. He had a really good time. And I couldn't go out with him. I could have, but I probably would have wrecked my quad, and I don't want to do that. I'm working some stuff out in my head for how to fix my quad. I haven't. That's kind of how I do things. I work it out in my head, and then I execute. And I haven't quite figured it out yet. That's why I keep riding this bad boy. Besides the fact that it should be ridden, I think. But I am delighted that Stephen went out on it yesterday. I'm so happy. I was just grinning ear to ear, sitting there messing around in the garage. It was just so much fun while he was going out having a blast. The only way it could have been better is if I was out there with him, but that's okay. That's quite all right. He went out and was going at a good, pretty decent speed. He was doing a good speed out there. I mean, he was zipping past. And that's different from the other motor. He didn't go that fast. He just didn't, I don't know what it was, but he didn't like going that fast. Now he really is zipping. I saw him going by the house real quick, and also a street that was over a ways where he wasn't near the house, so he could really kind of, give it the beans without daddy watching, And he was flying. He was flying. He was going fast. Probably, he's not an idiot. He probably wasn't going as fast as me, but I'm glad. That's awesome. I'm so happy he was out there. So that was neat watching him do that. Hopefully we'll have some that'll make some things happen. We'll see. Oh, but at the end of it, he flipped it right up on the side. Because he came in too hot coming in for a landing at home, you know, in the driveway. The driveway's at an incline, and he came in at an angle. He said, I said, you came in too hot. You came in too fast. He says, I wasn't even on the throttle. I said, well, you don't have to be on the throttle if you're coming in too hot. You know, he was just coasting in. He thought, oh, that's fine. I can just come in for a landing, but you just can't do that. So, and with this high center of gravity, I mean, there's, 50 pounds on the 40, whatever this one is, 46 pounds, 47 pounds, something like that. It's so high, the battery, so high on the back of this thing that you just, you're going to hurt yourself if it messes up, because it's just going to, it's just going to turn over. And that's exactly what it did, Didn't really hurt himself. He was okay. I ran over him, and we picked it up, and I picked him up, and he's good. Brushed him off. I told him, he got that out of the way, so now he knows. Knows what not to do. That's, I guess the worst way to find out, but probably the best way, because you know exactly what not to do next time. Anyway, I'm happy that he's out with it. I'm also just friggin' elated that this works so well. Oh my God. I mean, I don't want to jinx it. That's what everybody says, right? But this thing works so well. Maybe the whole deal is because it's just one drivetrain, one chain line, I have four right now 3, but that's a lot more to go wrong, and that's what I found. And this bad boy is just running like a top, pretty much. There's little clicks and a couple of grinds here and there. But all in all, it's working pretty good. I'm able to go out, every single day, even 3 times a day, like I did when I first got it. When I first got it and my quad, and I was going out on my quad every single day. I'd come home and give Jennifer the scoop on what happened that day. That was always fun. I had a little skip right there. That's why I slowed down after that intersection. Because the intersection was fun, but right at the end there, as I went over a bump, and I know this, I shouldn't have been on the throttle even when I was on the bump. But like right here, I can't put the throttle on because if I hold it on, continue to hold it while I'm going through it, it'll skip on me as I'm going up that little bump. Sometimes it does. And I don't want it to do that because that wrecks the gears. Wrecks the teeth on the gears. So I try not to do that as much as I can. But it's really, man. Whoo, boy, stinky water. Woo, whoo, man. There's somebody dropped an outhouse someplace. Jesus. Oh, goodness. I've found that because I'm not pedaling all the time, this is interesting, well, to me, because I'm not pedaling all the time, my feet get tired. So every once in a while, I have to change the position of my feet. Because I'm a lazy bastard and I'm not pedaling. Stephen went over on his left side, so I keep listening for things that are new creaks or clicks or anything that are on the left side to see if there's something I need to fix. But I haven't really heard much of anything. Oh, here's the whoops. It does good over the whoops. You just got to be careful. You go over at an angle, and you go over. And that wouldn't be good because there's 45 mile an hour, well, 60 mile an hour cars. Because nobody goes 40, 45 or 40 or whatever the hell this is. That could definitely get you hurt a little bit, so yeah. This is fun cruising along just like this too. You know, I'm only going 14 miles an hour, but it's fun because it's not so hot that you have to go be flying to get any kind of wind at all. How you doing, bud? right, folks. I think this is where I'm going to leave you. So, thank you so much for coming along with me. I hope you had a good time. I certainly have. Have a great day, folks.